Don't believe lawnmowers race? Guess again, motor maniacs. This sport cuts the grass even in the rain. From stock to factory experimental, these worm warriors are armed with a lot of stoked rides and bad puns. This week's edition of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Motor Mania covers the Stable Keeps Gas Fresh Finals from Mansfield, Ohio. Let's get things started with Jack Corpella.
Unfortunately, as you can see, Mother Nature has thrown a little monkey wrench into the festivities. Like to welcome in Mr. Mow-It-All, the president of the U.S. Lawnmower Racing Association, Bruce Kaufman. Bruce, what is this rain going to do to this race course out here?
Well, Jack, this rain is going to change the driving strategy. Today we're going to be seeing the AP, the stock, and the BP classes here, and it's going to be a very wet, slippery track. In fact, these machines have so much power, it could be too much power. You're going to see slipping and sliding. Patience is going to be the key today.
Bruce, there's a lot of people watching right now that have probably never seen a lawnmower race or not familiar with the sport. Tell them briefly, what is the most exciting thing that we're going to see out here today?
I think the exciting thing you're going to see today is a lot of sod slinging. It's going to be a wet one.
All right, looking forward to it. The rain might not make it too great for all those drivers out there, but it sure makes it fun for us spectators. Stick around. We've got lots of lawnmower racing coming up right now.
All right, Jack, we'll get things started with the A prepared class. Ted Jones here in the booth. Joining me is Bruce Kaufman, Mr. Mow-It-All, and they do a Le Mans start where they jump on the mower, start them, and away we go, Bruce.
The Le Mans starts had so important in lawnmower racing. You see Dale Becker with that mow hole shot right out of the box. Dale Becker out of Michigan, a former Triple Crown winner, looking to repeat here in Mansfield today.
Wow, and somebody goes right through the bales of hay right there, Bruce.
Yep, he's cutting the neighbor's lawn, Ted.
Well, that lawnmower language is something else. Actually, what's happening right now, too, Dale Becker is starting to actually lap some of the other competitors in this mud.
He's mowing them down, Ted. Becker, Myers, Vinca, Ask, Stice, 1 through 5 right now. AP class, which is valve and block, 4-stroke engines, 8.5 horsepower and under, 34 minimum unaltered wheelbase, 4-inch minimum front wheels, and 6-inch minimum rear wheels, and they go about 35 miles an hour, Ted.
There we see the battle for 8th place. Now here's the battle for 10th place, and an inside move right there as he goes down and dips inside to make the pass.
That's a boot scraper. It's a boot scraper, brushing them off. Our mow lingo is in work right now, Ted.
Well, meanwhile, let's cut back and have a look at Becker. There he is, you see him with a very comfortable lead in our AP category, doing an excellent job of lapping the field. He dives down inside.
He's got him by the roots, Ted. You know, talking to Dale Becker before the race, he's got so much power in that Mace Mullins built 1968 rug that he is just concerned about too much power. So you're going to see Becker be very patient.
Now, oh wow, look, 2, 3 mowers side by side.
We got them blade to blade, deck to deck, Ted. They're rocking and mowing here today at the Stable Keeps Gas Fresh Finals.
But meanwhile, Dale Becker with a comfortable lead right there as he begins to lap traffic.
That's right. Now you see our Rookie of the Year, Kyle Aston, passes him handily. He's bagging the clippings, passing a lot of mowers, bagging those clippings one by one.
A good look right there at George Feldman, and he gets passed on either side. Oh, now a little bump right there as they go around the corner.
Mr. Briggs meets Mr. Stratton, Ted, right there on the lawnmower racing course.
Here comes Randy Stice right there, number 777. Look at the way they drift way out right there in this mud. An excellent driving job on these lawnmowers.
That's right. It's a driver's course. You got to be real patient. As we said earlier, the track is slippery and muddy. You can't have too much power, and Becker has to be concerned about that here today, Ted.
He's being given a serious challenge by Kyle Ast right there as he tries to go around. Back,
oh,
shoots
the Haymo move. Haymo, hey Larry.
Kyle Ast has our new leader right now. Right there you see number 34, George Feldman, as he tries to get into the melee. Boy, these guys are running tight. You know what? It's a good thing they have face shields on. They're throwing a lot of mud right now.
They're side slinging, Ted, but Ast, what a move on Becker. That's your Rookie of the Year. Kyle Ast raced with his father, Tom, out of the great state of Florida. What a nice Haymo move.
And there they are, side by side, blade to blade, as you like to say, Mr. Mow-It-All.
That's right, blade to blade, deck to deck. Look at Aston Becker. Boy, what a mow-down showdown right here, Ted.
That's Ast with the lead right there. You see coated in mud, number 273. Becker trying to get the lead back, waiting on him to make one mistake.
We said earlier that Becker was patient, maybe a little too patient. He's got to get back on it because this race is shaping up to be a worm burner.
Both Ast and Becker now beginning to lap the rest of the pack. Ast still ahead, Becker right there behind him.
Boy, oh boy, what a great battle here. Kyle Ast, the 16-year-old rookie out of Florida. Becker, oh, Becker, slingshot. We call that the side yard slingshot.
So Becker gets back in the lead again as he slingshotted or side yarded, as you say, around Kyle Ast. Now Ast beginning to fall back just a little bit.
That 68 TS rug built by Mace Mullins, a three-time national champion. Dale Becker, what a move back around Kyle Ast. And you know he knows he's got to get back on it, Ted.
Now you notice he has some little handlebars added to each side of the steering wheel.
That's right, you can put those handlebars on. It gives them added maneuverability. These mowers are so fast, especially on a track like this, when they're slipping and sliding. Once they get dialed in, they are gone.
Wow, George Feldman is stalled out on the track.
He's cutting the daisies, Ted.
This edition of Motor Mania being brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people, and by Stabil Fuel Stabilizer, keeps stored fuel fresh, and by Hallmark, built strong for the way you work and play. Welcome back to the Stabil Keeps Gas Fresh Finals from Richland County Fairgrounds, Mansfield, Ohio. Ted Jones, Bruce Kaufman, better known as Mr. Know-It-All, in the booth here. Jack Corpella's in the pit area, and we have a runaway race. Dale Becker, number 30, leading the pack. We're following the AP class, and this is the last lap, Bruce.
That's right, Dale Becker has a checkers in sight now. He's going to try to repeat as the Stabil Keeps Gas Fresh Finals AP class champion and the national points champion for the second year in a row, Ted.
He takes the checkers. Dale Becker first, Troy Myers, followed by Bill Vinca Jr. Here's the way they finish, all the way down through number 12. Jack Corpella is there with our winner.
That was an unbelievable start, man. You really jumped out on the field, but you ran into a little bit of trouble there about midway through. You really overcame it, though.
Oh yeah, I was taking it conservative. It's very slippery out here. You can't screw up. I was taking it conservative, and before I knew it, I was taking a little too conservative, so I had to get back on it. Luckily, I got her back around and stayed out front for the rest of the day.
Now we're ready to go to the stock class. This is entirely different. By the way, look at him slip and slide in the mud with this Le Mans start right here. Stockers go very slow, and they don't run as many laps, Bruce.
That's right. Stock is the entry-level class. We offer it at the local chapter level and at the Stabil Keeps Gas Finals every year. We've got Carolyn Blair, Tom Dahl, James Cook, Dave Landy, Marianne Nimps, and Nancy Vinco, the matriarch of the famous Vinco racing family. And there's our leader, the school teacher out of Lee, Florida, Carolyn Blair.
Notice how she's hanging right on the inside, just kissing those bales of hay, trying to keep the shortest distance, but take a look at the battle for second place.
Well, that's right, Ted. In stock, a lot of fun. It's where a lot of lawnmower racers get their start. It's offered at the local chapters. We have 20 local chapters coast to coast. The more the merrier.
And that is Tom Dahl and James Cook in that battle for second. Meanwhile, back to Carolyn Blair. Jack Corpella caught up with her and her husband.
This is a great combination, husband and wife. How did you make the decision to be the driver?
I said, I got to get out here and do this. This is just too much fun.
Well, that's awesome. We love to see families racing together. And Bob, tell me a little bit about the stock class and some of the rules.
Well, the stock class, it's as it says, it's strictly stock, just like you would buy it from the store. You take it home, you take the cutting blades off, you take the drive belts for the blades off, and you go out and race. We are limited to 3,650 RPMs on the governor. Other than that, you're not allowed to make any changes whatsoever.
Meanwhile, back to Carolyn Blair as she holds the lead right there very comfortably. And here comes the rest of the pack. Tom Dahl, James Cook, Dave Land, and Mary Ann Nimitz. All of them side by side are blade to blade, deck to deck, as Mr. Know-It-All likes to say.
Well, that's right, Ted. You know, the battle for stock points is really neck and neck. Carolyn Blair in the lead, 2,400 points, with Nancy Vinca right behind her at 2,350, and Marianne Nimitz in the hunt, 2,250 as well. So depending upon this final race of the year, this will determine the points race in the stock class.
Now, how serious is lawnmower racing getting? Well, serious enough, they've got a video game.
Well, not only is the competition fierce out on the track, it's also pretty darn fierce right here in the pits. I'm here with Matt Harmon, and he is the developer of the video game you see right now, Lawnmower Racing Mania 2007. And Matt, this game appears to be a home run with the fans. How did you come up with such an idea?
Well, it was pretty crazy. We actually had a guy who lived close to the president of the Lawnmower Racing Association, and we thought, you know, what a crazy twist on racing. We will actually race lawnmowers in a video game. There's every kind of racing video game out there. There wasn't the lawnmower one. There are some unique aspects about racing a lawnmower that makes it a blast to do on a video game. So we've been developing this over the course of the last year, and it's really turned out to be a lot of fun to play, so we're real happy with it.
Well, meanwhile, back to our stock competitors. They don't run that many laps, but because the lawnmowers are stock, they run them rather slow. Looks slow to you. Well, after the AP class, let's admit it is a bit slow. Still in the lead, Carolyn Blair, followed by Tom Dahl, James Cook, Dave Landy, all of them in the pack with Carolyn Blair way out front, and this is the last lap, Mr. Moedall.
Well, Carolyn Blair and her husband Bob, the presidents of the Georgia Lawnmower Racing Association, they have a beautiful track in Berlin or Valdosta, Georgia, and they are just great lawnmower racers and super for this sport.
Here comes Carolyn Blair. She'll get the checkered flag and pick up the win in the stock class category. And here's the way they finished, 1 through 6. Jack Corpella is with our winner.
How'd you get such a good start? You really pulled away from the field.
I got out first, and that's the secret. You got to get out first.
And how's it feel to be a two-time champ?
Feels great. See my husband in his checkered flag hat. Now he can wear it.
All right, back here in the pits, we've caught up with Rodney Peeler, currently running 9th in the BP category. Rodney, tell me a little bit about this BP category.
Well, it's a 20 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Vanguard, highly modified, and I've been clocked on this mower running a little over 70 mile an hour. It's a
70.
Yes, sir. On a straight, I was on asphalt playing around, but it's a highly competitive class. Don't really. It's adrenaline rush.
What's it going to take with these slippery conditions?
Keep it safe and keep it clean, and hope the front runners take their stuff out.
All right, good luck to you, Rodney. There he is, folks. BP class, 9th place, looking to move up.
9th place in the points. Okay, Rodney, here we go. The Le Mans start. BP, which stands for Be Prepared. What are these, Boy Scouts?
Oh man, Ted, watch it. We're going to see 15-second lap times here once this race unfolds, and it's going to be a screamer with Jason McCullough, the defending champion, his father Jim, Chuck Miller, Tom Ass, Bobby Cleveland, Polzine, Tracy Donahue. It's going to be a wild BP finals.
Well, once we get it going, but now we have a caution yellow flag because we had a stalled mower in the middle of the course.
Tom Lavalette, that's the Pennsylvania Lawnmower Racing Association.
Well, he stalled out, so he'll finish in last place. Here's the restart, green flag, lap 2. They're off and away. Now, we heard him say these mowers will run as fast as 70 miles per hour on the straightaway. How fast are they running right now?
Right now, Miller's turning a 15.122 on a little over a 1/10 of a mile track. And watch Chuck Miller, 104. He's a veteran of every Stabil Nationals for 15 years. And what a pleasure to watch him drive. The Boogie Woogie Man, Chuck Miller.
There he is out front right now, giving the rest of them a pace to try and beat, not having much problem right there with the mud holding him up. But look at the battle for 4th place right here.
We've got some of the best BP class racers right here. Heron, McCullough, Ast, Cleveland, Polzine, Donahue. Chuck Miller's the man right now. He's got that Toro XL Series 20 horse Honda V-twin, and it is screaming.
Oh, Darren Polzine off the course, hits the bales of hay, and comes right back out. Moves right around, quickly starts passing everybody. Here's the battle for 7th place.
Oh, that's George Heron on David Lewis now. With Lewis, a little smoke coming out of that Digitron machine. Watch Lewis now, with Heron riding his tail.
With the smoke coming out, what likely is that, an engine problem?
Oh, it's probably a belt, Ted, probably a belt problem.
And we cut back to the leader right now, still moving ahead, doing very well. The rest of the pack starting to line up, but some of them are side by side.
Oh man, this BP, those V-twin engines just screaming out there. There's Chuck Miller, so cautious, moving up on Larson now. Troy Larson, the driver of the year. And watch Miller, patience, patience, patience.
He starts lapping the field, Chuck Miller does, as he starts going around everybody.
And watch McCullough, if you can see him coming into the screen. Jason McCullough has his eyes on the prize, but right now, it's Miller's race.
Still continuing to lap the field, going around, passing on the outside.
Passing on the outside, that slingshot pass. A side yard slingshot, we call it. Uh-oh. Oh, Chuck Miller.
Problems.
Oh, McCullough, there he is, Ted. There's your driver of the year from last year, Jason McCullough. Now it's his race. Oh, what a break from Miller.
Chuck Miller holding his hand in the air, indicating he had a problem. And you see right there, Jason McCullough, entry number 4, took the lead. Look at the mud on the front of that mower.
Oh, man, Chuck Miller with problems out there. Oh, man, now Jason McCullough. Let's watch him.
Here's the battle for second place, and whoever wins that will try to go up and pass Jason McCullough. That's George Herron.
There's Herron out of Tennessee in a McCullough sandwich. The father and son, Jason and Jim McCullough, putting George Herron right in the middle of a Michigan sandwich.
Meanwhile, back in the pack, the battle for 10th place heats up between 3 different racers.
Also, Ted, the points battle neck and neck. McCullough, Herron, Ask, Cleveland, and Chuck Miller. Let's see, it's going to come down to these final laps for both this race and the points championship.
We've got a yellow flag. More when we return. This edition of Motor Mania being brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, home of the professional parts people. And by Stabil Fuel Stabilizer, keeps stored fuel fresh. And by Hallmark, built strong for the way you work and play.
Lawnmower racing is quite a novelty, and when you mention it, you may get a chuckle out of a few people from time to time, but take a look at this rig right here. This sport has evolved into serious business, and who better to tell us about that than 8-time series champion, certainly Lawnmower Racing Hall of Fame bound, Bobby Cleveland. Bobby, this is just an incredible setup that you have here for your day-to-day travel.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough through Lawnmower Racing to get hooked up with Gold Eagle, who is the parent company of Stabil, who sponsors the racing series. They have several products, 104 octane boost, heat, Alumasil, diesel power, and no leak. So it's several products that I go out and do boat shows, car shows, motorcycles, motorhome shows. Anybody that uses a product, we try to get out and inform the public on how to maintain their products. So it's Gold Eagle, you know, and Stabil being the biggest. It's everybody uses Stabil because it keeps your gas fresh.
So obviously you are much more than just a weekend warrior. You have developed into a true professional. Tell me about your year. How much time do you put into this racing?
Okay, well this year I'm doing 42 weeks, weekends. You know, Gold Eagle makes a great product. We're getting out, we're giving samples away and coupons and just trying to get more knowledge to the people on how to maintain their product.
And it seems like a great fit because I know a lot of people at home are probably putting Stabil in their gas to help preserve their octane over the winter and things like that, so it's a great fit. Now, finally, what I wanted to ask you is, as I mentioned in the beginning, lawnmower racing, you know, you tell it to people that aren't familiar with it and they kind of laugh, they think it's funny, hey, lawnmower racing, but as I said before, you're a true professional, this is serious business, this is tough competition out here. Do you ever have trouble conveying that credibility and letting sponsors know that, hey, I'm for real?
Well, they know we're for real when they see all the articles in the newspaper and some TV time, and it's because it's unique. You know, everybody can relate to a lawnmower, and we have such a good time. It's a well-organized sport. It doesn't cost a lot to get into it. Anybody can bring their mower out and race with us. And you know, anybody can go fast with a lawnmower at the house, but to be where everybody can see it is a lot more fun. And plus, we get trophies and bragging rights. So that's what we get, and we take the bragging rights just way on out there. So that's another good thing about when we get through. We're going to socialize and have a good time with our friends and do a lot of bragging.
All right, we're ready to restart lap number 17, coming off the caution flag. Only 3 laps remaining. It's going to be a drag race.
Oh boy, there's McCullough, that 2005 John Deere with a Kawasaki FH601 engine, 19 horsepower. He is rocking out there, Ted. Jason McCullough.
And George Herron in close pursuit right behind him, followed by Jim McCullough.
Herron just turned a 14.913 on lap 18, the best time of the day on this .133 mile track, Ted.
Now as Jason McCullough comes around, he'll get the white flag, 1 lap remaining.
Checkers are in sight. McCullough and McCullough, father and son, Jason and Jim, racing for Huntington's disease out of Sparta, Michigan. Boy, if Jason can hold on, he's national points champion.
We saw the battle for 6 between Bobby Cleveland and Michael McKenna. And finally, here comes Jason McCullough starting on the last lap.
He's got his eyes on the prize now. McCullough will not be denied. He can hold on for half a track. It'll be Jason McCullough, the winner and the national points champion.
Coming around the final turn, and there's the checkers. Jason McCullough, George Herron, Jim McCullough, Tom Aston. Here's the top 20, how they finished up in the very popular Be Prepared class. As a matter of fact, the margin of victory very close, Bruce.
1.12 on this .133 mile track, Ted.
Well, there's Jason McCullough taking the parade lap with the checkered flag, something they do traditionally in oval track racing. Lawnmower racing is no exception to that. Jack Corpella will get busy. Get down there. Catch up with our winner there, Jack.
Excellent win out there. Not only did you win it, but you also win the season championship.
Man, I tell you, it's been a long time coming. We worked hard at it last year and had a little bit of disappointment in the last race. So this year, you know, I got to thank my family, my parents, my dad, my wife. You know, 4 Seasons, Kawasaki, More Power, BAM, you know, Wolf Creek Productions. What can I say? I got a lot of people that help support me, and we try and keep them happy.
What means more to you, getting voted Driver of the Year last season or winning this championship here?
Well, winning Driver of the Year last year, nothing's really going to top that. But I tell you, this championship meant a lot to me. It's the only thing I hadn't really won yet, and I really wanted it. So we got it.
And lastly, how did it feel with this man out here, otherwise known as Dad to you, chasing you down in 3rd place?
Well, what can I say, you know? We build him good, we build him strong, and I love to see it.
I don't know, Dad, did you have anything for him out there or what?
Oh, no, I think he had me. He has me in handling. There's no question about that, but he's got more seat time than I do or whatever. But I was so happy to see him win. I know how much he really wanted this, and finally it came true.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations, guys. You are the champ.
And our congratulations from the booth, too, from Ted Jones, Bruce Kaufman, Jack Corpella. So long, everyone, from Mansfield, Ohio. Join us next week. 3 more classes, FX, IMO, and SP Main. Lawnmower racing from Mansfield. Next week, same time on Motor Mania. So long, everyone.